You're listening to the No Tekkers podcast.
No Tekkers podcast.
No Tekkers. What? Man said Bon Gerard. Is he
The No Tekkers podcast.
Come on, man. Let's get it.
Episode 22.
Finally made a decision.
22.
/1.
No Tekkers podcast. How's everyone doing?
We good.
Live to see another year. So
First of 2021. We haven't
Happy
been
New
here.
Year, everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. We're like 14 days in and that. 13.
I don't. After a certain period of time, you can't say Happy New Year, can
Isn't
you?
it? It's like, take down the Christmas tree.
It's alright
man.
because this is the first episode of the new year.
Yeah, my Christmas
True,
tree's
true,
still up still.
No, what? Mine's still up, you know. I ain't gonna.
Like, bro, I need to
You
get
might
the
put it up
storage.
on New Year's Day, and that's why.
I need
going
to clear
on?
the storage, bro. It's long.
All right, cool. We got a special guest in the building. Very special guest. Francino Francis, a.k.a. man like Spoogie.
Jeez.
Applause. Welcome,
Happy to be here, gents.
welcome.
Happy
AKA
to
the
be here.
biggest troll on Twitter.
Now, I don't know how long you know the rest of these, man, but I known you for time.
Way back.
From Hollyhead. And I know Spoogie's one of the man, the real man them at Hollyhead, yeah. The real man them at Hollyhead.
Oh, so we saying about the rest of them in the Hollywood?
Nah, they weren't real man them at
Well,
Hollyhead.
I don't want to.
The real man them at Hollyhead used to pay 50p to play football on a Thursday night at 7 o'clock with the police.
Whoa.
Imagine that's a long
Man said the
time.
Polish, you know.
The police.
The feds.
Fam.
Say like you still don't like them.
50p, you know, you had to pay. And then it became free. Shout out, was it Alice?
Ali, yeah.
Ali.
Police
Yeah,
been
yeah.
next door to man them.
Every Thursday.
Extorting the ghetto youth then for 50p.
Yeah. So how you been, man?
Yeah, not been too bad, man. Been alright.
Good. I had a funny story to tell, but it's not football related. So
It's all good.
I'm gonna tell another story.
You got to tell that one off camera.
Yeah, that's a lot of camera. Now, obviously, I played with you bare times at Hollyhead. That was just when, man, like, we're talking about 20 years ago plus.
Yeah.
So, man, we're young, energetic.
Man are revealing the ages out here.
20 years plus, bro. 2000 and that. Will Smith and them times.
Getting jiggy with it.
I remember he was playing, and then I don't know who he was playing for at the time, but I remember walking back from school. Yeah, I had a football match. Yeah, I was walking Lazar's Road back home, and a minibus pulled up. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and I just said, "Yo, Brez," and I've looked, and I was just seen Spoogie hanging out the back of a minibus. Yeah, saying, "Yo, jump in, we're going to play at Redditch." I'm thinking, bro, I just played a match against St. John War, fam. I'm knackered. I ain't got nothing left in the tank. You get me? And then next thing you know, you was playing for Redditch. And I was like, bro,
So
I missed the
was
boat.
A long time.
Were you supposed to play for or against Redditch at the time?
I think he was
I was
going
playing-
to...
I was going to train with him.
Yeah.
I remember. I just got a phone call out of the blue. I was young then, man. I was about 14. I think I was.
14.
Yeah, I started playing football from like in school. I didn't really play football before school. So year 10, because I came in year 10.
You went Hollyhead as well,
I went Hollyhead.
Yeah.
I wasn't really into football. I was playing basketball because I just moved over from America, so it was just basketball. I weren't interested in football at all. I remember I was in goal playing football for the school team. That I just can't go because you can play basketball.
Yeah, you got
Put the
good hands.
gloves on. Trust me, that's right what they thought.
Yeah.
But obviously, being from yard and that, football's natural. I used to play football barefoot in that.
Yeah.
Banging the ball 40, 50 yards.
Shout out all the
barefooted.
yardies.
Bloop.
So they put me in goal, and I'm like, I ain't got no trainers. I've only got I only had wallabies, so I just went in goal.
Wallabies.
I was in goal. God,
Clarks.
I'm thinking,
No, no.
Clarks as well.
Man are the desert ones, you know.
That's what they were. I had some brown Clarks wallabies that my dad bought me from Sims in town.
Yo, don't give me a joke.
And I went in goals in them, and I was just banging the ball out like 40 yards. They're like, how can you kick the ball so far in shoes? I'm like, oh, I used to kick ball barefoot. So this is nothing.
So you said the shoes were added
So
comfort.
the shoes just added comfort, keep my toes warm. Yeah. And we played St. John, I think, not St. John Wall. It was George Dixon.
So
Like-
you played Jamaica then.
So we were just playing.
You played Jamaica then.
It's his first cap.
Reggae boys. Man played the reggae boys, you know.
It was.
Yo, George Dixon, listen, bro. I remember before you could do it, I played George Dixon, yeah, bro. I felt like I just played the whole gully side. I was like, raw, man can speak naturally. Yeah, you get me?
I feel at home.
I feel like home, yeah. Bro, it was wild. But yeah, carry on.
It was just, that's literally what it was. It's just like playing against Jamaica. It's like little Jamaica.
Yeah.
Somalians, Jamaican, and African. That's all it was. It's just like international school, didn't it? We played them, and I think it was winning 4-0. I was in goal. I said, "Can I come out for 5 minutes? We've got like 10 minutes left." And the teacher's like, "Go on." Took the top off and put a normal top off and went it for, and I scored 4 in like 5 minutes. And I said, "From now on, you play now."
That is jokes. Now, I remember you played for Watford, or you got signed to Watford. Give us a bit of an insight on your football journey too, because they got promoted that year, didn't they? Yeah, to the Premier League. I remember, and just give us a little bit of insight on like that journey from Holyhead
from playing Little Jamaica
to Watford.
I think it was in year 11. I got still playing for the school. I was playing out now. By year 11, I was like probably the best players in the school.
Yeah.
People had me as like, "Oh, you're the best player in the school, best player the school's ever had in years." So they had West Brom come down and watch me, like in a school game on the Astro. And the scout left after 10 minutes. He said, "Nah, it's too raw. it's too raw. It's big, strong, and quick, but it's too raw.
Yeah.
If he's coming in at 15, he's got to like have." I had a touch anyway. That was normal. Like I was natural playing football barefooted.
Yeah.
Control was just like a natural thing. But like obviously my awareness of football, then I weren't really aware of like what I can do and what I couldn't do. I was just literally pass the ball to my feet and I'll just run at people. And if you're in my way, I'll run over you. So that's all I did. And West Brom said, "Nah, it's too raw." Then I went to Tamworth under 16s. That's when I met like Courtney and Holgate, Dan Holgate, and all of them.
Yeah.
They were playing in the same league. Devane and them, they were playing for the college team.
Yeah.
And I played against them, played against their college team. I think I annihilated them. I scored 4 in one game against them for Tamworth under 18s.
Webb.
Webb.
Yeah.
And I scored 4 against them, beat their college team 5 or 6. And then Southampton offered me a trial, but I didn't even know where that was.
Yeah.
They came to watch somebody else. They came to watch Carl Storer. He's at what's that Soliomo with.
Fiercest boy.
They came to watch him. He went on trial there, but I couldn't. My dad didn't want me to go there. My dad's like, "I'm gonna know that they're red." I carry my son there, so I didn't go. End up didn't go in.
Yeah.
And then Stoke at the same time offered me a trial because I was under 18s. I was 16, but I was already built like a grown man by then. Anyway, I was big and strong. So
was Ricardo Fuller there them times?
No, he was. It was probably about a year or two after me. I left there. He came through, but they had a couple of yard men there. So
Yeah.
When I was there, like some fresh man that turned up to train and just like string vest and that. Like, when I got there, because Noel Blakey brought some Jamaican players over.
Shout out Blakey.
Oh.
Legend man, Blakey is.
Yeah.
Blakey.
Yeah, Blakey offered me a trial. Came down and watched me personally. Offered me a trial because Blakey's a yard man himself, innit? And he's got Birmingham connections. So obviously, somebody told him about Rubber T. Guy called Rubber T from Birmingham that used to run Unity Blazers. It was like basically a team that just gangbangers.
Yeah.
It was literally
Sound like
Aston, Handsworth. It's literally Aston, Handsworth and Lizelles. Just one team of just players from that. Because he's just trying to bring a bit of unity back in the community.
Yeah.
We had some decent players, but everyone there, everyone bun weed. I was the only one like turning up on the Sunday. I was like, I don't even smoke, and all these men are blazing in the back of the minibus. But now, fast forward, I went to Stoke on trial, and I think it was about after 45 minutes, they offered me a scholarship. Come on.
What position were you playing at this time?
I was a forward then. But Blakey said to me, if you're going to have a long career in football, you're going to be a centre-half. Because I could see, like...
You can watch the game.
Yeah.
How did you feel when he told you that?
Nah, I said, nah, it's rubbish. It's not striking.
No glory in that.
Nah, I'm a Langman striker. Leave me up top. But when I went there, I fluctuate from the back and the front while I was there.
Yeah.
So I was playing centre half some games for 45 minutes, and then if you're losing, I go up front for 45 minutes to try and nick a goal. But I think the back end of my scholarship, like when I was 17, so I was turning 18. It was either a pro or get released. They offered me a third year. And Blakey's like, nah, don't sign that.
So was he acting as your agent pretty much, or like an advisor at the time?
He was like an advisor because obviously he knows my dad. My dad cut his hair and that, so he just said to me, and he's the academy manager.
Okay.
He said to me like, it's like.
So wasn't it his choice to give you a pro or not?
It was out of his hands because they wanted to close the academy down at the end of that season. So they was only offering 2 or 3 players a deal, and then everybody else was getting shipped off. Even second year, first years were all getting rid of him. So Blakey said to me, "Don't sign that." He's just saying, "I've got somebody coming to watch you because we got an FA Youth Cup quarter final against. I think we had Ipswich that year when they had all them. They had some sick players that year. I think they got to the final.
Yeah,
and we played them and I scored against them. And I got a phone call the next day from the then Watford manager Buford saying like, one of my coaches been up to watch it and we want to bring you in the summer if you're interested. I'm like, when can I sign? I'm like, I'm ready now. But at the time,
you were still living.
I was still here.
In Brum.
I was in Stoke in Diggs, but Theo was at the same. That's where I met Theo. Theo was travelling up and down with me as well on the train on the weekend because he used to do 2 days in, and then he'll be in school for 3 days. So that's how we met. And then they said to me like, they're going to take me and him at the same time. They said, we'll take both of you because they're closing the academy down. They're going to take Theo and they're going to take you. And I said, oh, they've got to pay like compensation, like 13 grand. I'm like, I'm getting bought for 13 grand. Obviously, it won't come into me, but in your head, you're like, oh, I made it. Like, me.
Someone bought you, innit?
Or paid money for me.
Wow. Okay, so from there, that was to Watford.
Yeah.
What position were you playing when you were at Watford?
I was still a forward at Watford.
Forward,
yeah. So was you playing, I'm assuming, like U23 games or the reserves?
Reserves, under-18. I played about 5 under-18 games. I can remember like when I turned up in pre-season, I had like I had a youth team squad number, like some, the big high numbers.
Yeah.
65.
56.
Like 58. I'm like, what is this?
NFL, NFL numbers.
Everyone's got like 6, like 9, 10s, and I'm like, I'm rolling around with 58 on my top.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I need to be over there.
Yeah. Go on.
I remember I got invited over to one of the sessions of 11v11, playing 11v11, and they needed 2 players. So the Buford at the time said, send the 2 Birmingham lads over. So he sent me a Theo over. And me and Theo destroyed the first team in like 25 minutes. And from then, I never trained with the youth team. It was just literally, me and him was just with the first team from, he was 16 and I was 18.
So going like 19. There's strike partnership then.
So it was just like,
you and Theo.
They literally just...
Owen Heskey.
Yeah.
They never played us in the reserves together. Either one play or the other don't. Never played in the youth team. We played 2 games in the youth team. Theo scored 5 and I scored 4. And I never but they had this little kid there that, when they have a player that they want to push. They had this little kid there called Carl Matthews. He was about 5 foot nothing, but they loved him because he was technically like sound. And they just wanted to play him in a 10. They wouldn't play me in Theo. Theo played. If Theo's playing on Saturday, I'm not playing. Or if I'm playing, he's not playing. Literally, they kept the youth team manager. I thought he was racist at the time, but it kept whatever he could do. He kept us apart. Training, games, whatever, kept us apart.
Do you think that's a stigma that they kind of put out there, that cliquey mentality?
But because they clocked on that me and Theo from Birmingham Diggs. They didn't put us in Diggs together. They put us separate. And I'm like, he lives 2 minutes from my house. Like, that's somebody I know and somebody I should be comfortable with. They separated us straight away from the start. Games, they separated us, and it's just like, it's either one or the other. Yeah. Literally, when we got there, that's how they made it. One or the other. It's not both of you are going to go through. One of you are going to go through. You
would think they would keep us together, though, to build the chemistry.
Naturally,
yeah, like, exactly. If me and you are boys, we know, like, you ever see, like, the greatest, like, one of the great strike partners are Vieri and Ronaldo, like, ever.
Dwight York and Andy Cole.
Right, exactly. So you would think, like, to build that chemistry on the pitch and off the pitch, you would think, well, those...
Yeah, but common sense don't reign at them in them times, bro. they
still don't.
It's true, they see it as a threat, and their strength in numbers, and that's probably the reason why they didn't put you together, but it would have actually helped your development, so it kind of worked against them.
Who was that, the number 10 that you said? What was his name?
Carl Matthews.
Did he...
dropped out of the game at about 19 or 20. He had knees like styrofoam.
I want to laugh. That is,
Yo, that is-
but I've never heard that one.
Now, how long was you at Watford or in that situation?
I was there for a season and probably a little bit.
So,
I went there in 2005.
and that was the season that got promoted.
And they got 2005, 2006. But then everybody got released except for me. So like,
So was you in and around the squad then, or
I was on the bench 15 times that season, and I only played 3 games in the first team. But I was on the bench, never looked like coming on, even when it needed to bring. I'm like, come on, desperate to get on here. Like,
so was it still a case of you or Theo at that time as well?
yeah, it's literally a case.
One of you's on the bench, one of you's not.
I know we travel together. I'll be in the squad, or he's not in the squad, or he's just travelled. I just brought him along. He's on the bench. I'm not on the bench, and I'm like,
That is mentally.
That's normal.
Yeah, so basically you just listen out for whoever's name you hear first.
literally,
and
yeah. Or we'll
It's
go in.
Theo this week.
We'll go in after training on a Friday to see who's travelling on Thursday and see the list, and it's just like a lot of the times we went together. Like we were both in the squad in the 18, but it was just like, give me a game. You know what I mean? We'll be sitting there, we're just cleaning up after everyone. I'm like, at that time, I was desperate to like make a mark, like in training, battering like first team players. I was destroying. Me and Theo was destroying first team players like in training, like because he's quick and they can't keep up with him. He will run all day, and I was just running through players, running through experienced players, and I'm like, you know, we just need to just give us a chance, give us a chance, give us a chance. Even asked to go out on loan, said no.
What do you think, from your perspective, is the reason why they didn't give you that chance?
I don't know. I think I was too laid back for them. Like my nature outside of football, I was too laid back. You know, like everyone's having banter and chilling. Yeah.
That's another stigma that's strong with the Caribbean.
They think you're lazy. Like they'll look at me and say,
Oh, go on, Bridget.
you have players like suck up to the manager, like, oh, Gaffy, you want a cup of tea? Or, Gaffy, you need me to put the balls out? And, oh, do you need anything over there? I wasn't like that. I was like, literally, turn up to training, get changed, go outside, sit down, and I'll just chill, like, relax, wait for training to start. And they're like, oh, how come you're not jumping around helping the youth? I'm like, sign me as a youth team player if you want me to do stuff like that.
Would you have, looking back now, would you have changed how you done it?
Looking back, I probably would have. You would have to like adjust because, as my dad or my mum says, sometimes you have to kiss ass before you kick it.
Yeah.
Why is that? That's definitely a Jamaican saying. I've heard that so many times.
It's literally what I didn't do that. I wasn't that type of player. I literally was there just to play. I just wanted to play football. Yeah. Any given opportunity, I just wanted to play. I didn't play any. I think I went through the season and I played probably about 7 games in total.
So who was it that you made your debut against? You remember?
Wolves. I started against Wolves in the League Cup.
Was that away?
At home. I remember the gaffer told me like the day before. He said to me 2 days before, he's like, "Are you ready for your opportunity?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Been ready?" Like, he's like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "I'm ready." And then when he told me on a Thursday, he's like, "You're starting on Saturday." No, he told me on a Sunday when we came. He's like, "You're starting on Tuesday against Wolves." I remember my knees just went weak, like
Styrofoam.
I thought I was ready.
I just felt my knees went weak and I just got nervous all of a sudden. But then, like leading up to the game, I literally just like butterflies, just like told my dad. My dad must have brought half of Birmingham down. The game.
Hey, it's a big moment though.
Yeah.
How did the game go?
It went out. I should have scored. Like
I think I remember that game actually because
that's probably one of my biggest regrets.
But you say you was part of the half of the Birmingham. Using that half.
Didn't go, but you know, it's like your man. I'm like, yo, Spooky's playing against Wolves today. He's like, right, yeah, let me tune in. But who? Ashley Young, was he there at the time?
Yeah.
Did you train against him or like?
Yeah, no.
He was one of the ones that he was ripping up.
He was different gravy. We could tell from even in training, like he was whipping free kicks and after training the top corner. It was general play. It was just slight, but it was quick.
What like he was hedged.
I was out here, you know, skinny man syndrome.
He walks around like his hench. He rather does as well. But nah, you could tell straight away. We all knew that he wasn't going to be there for long because he was in training. He was unreal. Marlon King was different.
Man like Marlon, you know.
Oh, he was different.
His
Gravy.
finishing was a joke, innit?
He's like,
Who else would have been there then?
He was my mentor, Marlon. He was a head case though, because he used to take me out on nights out. Yeah. Like, literally, it's like, come, I'm picking you up.
Didn't he get locked up as well? Like,
Yeah, he got locked up a couple of times.
Like he got locked up again, like after Victoria.
I remember when he took me out to some mansion party, like in Luton, me and Theo, and a couple of the young boys. And the next thing I turn around, I see him box this girl. I'm like, bruv, you can't do that.
Rats. Next topic. Move on quickly.
Incriminating or
I mean, he probably already came out.
That case is gone. That case is in and gone. But
Time for that one, yeah.
but he was as good as a footballer. He was a head case as well, but he was just so sick as a player. Like it's like the ball's like Velcro. Like he'll pluck it out of the air, 40, 50 yards out of the air.
And especially
I'll wrap it in the top
before he
corner.
played at the time, he went very long and direct straight to him.
Straight. It was like him and Henderson.
Big Hendo.
Big down, man. He don't lose headers. He's just elbow merchant. You're a defender. You know.
He was horrible to be.
Yeah, you know you're coming off.
He's got that look as well. When he looks at people and he's like, raw.
He's got
bright.
He's got
Yeah,
bright,
piercing
devil eyes, man. He looks at you, you think this guy's gonna eat me.
He came to Manchester for a bit, innit?
But they work well together.
Yeah.
He's a tank. He's like 0% body fat for a big man. Like he's just ripped animal.
now from Watford when you got released.
I went back to pre-season when they went to the Prem, and I'm thinking, brother, you're walking around like, yeah, brother, I'm at a Prem club. And like, yeah. But I didn't have a contract. They just said to me, come back for pre-season. And I'm thinking, oh, God. And I went, I think after about a week or 2 weeks, I just turned around and said, like, we can't offer you anything. Like, I'm like, so why did you keep me here then? Like, everyone's been released in April and I've been back. And then he's going to tell me now, I just lost my head with football. Then I've spent about 3 months after that doing nothing. Like, literally spent all my promotion, not even spent all my, just like living off my promotion money. Just like,
back then, obviously now mental health is a massive thing in football. You think back then it would have been great at that time to have some support?
Yes.
Is it a case where you didn't know how to handle
I didn't know how to deal with like rejection, and my dad didn't really like know anything about that. My dad was in his barbershop. He just wanted to know I was playing or enjoying football. He didn't really know how to handle it. You know, it's hard for like some Jamaican people, Jamaican people in general don't talk. Like they don't know how to talk about things and feelings. So I didn't know what to say to my dad, or my dad didn't know what to say to me. So it's just like, I'm just going to sit on the couch for 3 months, watch TV.
Were you still processing it at the same time as
I was still like, it was still going in my head like, how can I get released? Like, you know what I mean? I've done all the days.
And so after them 3 months, then what did you do after that? Like, what happened at that point where you was like, okay, now I have to do something?
I literally had to pick myself up because all the season already started for everyone. I was just going to watch people play football, and I'm like, what am I doing? I need to go and play football. So I went, Walsall invited me in for a trial at the time. I think Richard Money was the manager. I was unfit. I was nowhere. Like, I kicked the ball for 3 months. And they said, just come and play this game behind closed door game for us. And I went and played, and like I felt embarrassed after about 20 minutes because I couldn't move.
How old was you then?
I was 19 going on 20. Just before I turned 20, I was so embarrassed with myself, like I couldn't run, like I was unfit. And I told him that I'm not fit. The only football I've played was literally up Holyhead and tops up Handsworth. And on Sundays, and that was it.
Just nostalgia for you this episode, isn't it?
But that's the only football I played at the time, and I said to him like, you can't really judge me on it because I'm not doing any. Just come in and play anyway. And then he just said to me like, oh, can't offer it. I'm like, I told you before I came here. Went to Stafford Rangers. I said the same thing. I said, I haven't played any football. I'm not fit. Don't really want to come and play, but I said, just come in and play, and then we'll take it from there. If you're unfit, then we'll get you up to speed. And they said, we can't. I said, all right then, cool. See you later.
All right, cool. Sorry. Talk us through.
Brad just got me sounding like a journeyman.
Talk us through your journey after Watford then.
You just went to Walsall and just went to Stafford.
And then I didn't sign for either one of them because I wasn't fit. But then I went to, I think Redditch said, come in. So when I signed for Redditch, I think they were in the Conference North at the time. And I remember the first time turning up to training, I'm like, what is this? Like cold Tuesday, long grass. And I'm thinking, nah. He's like in my head. I'm like, the ball's bobbling up to my shin, and I'm like,
and you're thinking I should be in the Prem.
I'm thinking I should be in the football league, really. But I had to do what I had to do there. Played a couple of games. I was scoring like every week for them, like, but then I kept getting dropped because they had players on like big money that they had to play them. And I'm like, I've got like 12 goals in 17 games. Yeah.
Hey, don't put that narrative out.
But now, I think at the time I played 17 games and had 12 goals at the time for them. And I'm thinking I should get moved now. And then Notts County came in when I was at Redditch and said, "Oh, we want to sign him." I think they had an Icelandic manager at the time that was at Stoke when I was there. And Redditch said, "Nah, we want 70 grand."
Whoa.
Yeah.
So Watford paid 13, what, Redditch wanted 70?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Redditch said, "Oh, we want 70."
Were you on contract at the time?
Nah.
So what they...
No, I signed a deal with him, yeah. I signed a contract with him. My dad, the agent said, sign it for your security. So you guaranteed your money every week, even if you don't play. And looking back at it, I'm thinking, I shouldn't have done that. That's stupid. But I signed it. I thought, you know what? It's only a season. If I stay here for a season and do well, then...
Someone will come.
Yeah. And then, yeah, Notts County came in and they're like, 70 grand. 70 grand.
And then priced you out, brother.
And then they come back again and they said, "Oh, we'll give you 40 or 30 and then some kit and stuff." I was like, "Nah, if you ain't paying 70, you can't have him." And I didn't know about that till about a few weeks after. My agent said, "Yeah, did you know that Notts County came?" And I'm like, "So how comes nobody like said anything to me, like relay?" Because if they did, I'd have gone on strike. You know what I mean?
I said you just seen a real layback.
Transfer request go straight in.
Transfer requests have gone straight in and I've just gone. Like, go on strike until you sell me. But that passed, and then my head just dropped again after that. It's like another disappointment. I'm like, so I literally just said, you know what, stop turning up. Like, I went for about 2-3 weeks phase where I just didn't go to training, just turned up to games. Didn't have no excuse. What's your excuse? I said, I don't really got one. I was busy. So I just wanted to get out. How they handled the whole thing, I just wanted to get out. And then they said, we're gonna cancel your contract. I'm like, hallelujah. Like, I wanted that like 3-4 weeks ago. We didn't do it, but I said to my agent, "You reckon we can still like Notts County?" And then Notts County went and signed somebody else. I forgot the player, but they went and signed an experienced striker for less. And I'm like, you know what I mean? That could have been me. So I lost my head again. I just dropped down. I dropped down to the Alliance. So I dropped down about 3 or 4 levels because I met Marcus Law. He said, "Oh, just come and play for me." He's like, "I know, I've watched you a few times, like when he was higher up and when I was at Covs, so I know about you. So just come and play for me. Come and enjoy it." He was at Quorn at the time. So it's like some team of a Leicestershire way. They were in the Alliance. He just said, "Come and play. Like, come and enjoy football. Come and," it was like, "We'll give you £100. It's like, that's a lot for our budget. Like, we can't play, but I'll give you that because like the quality of players. Like, I'll pick you up. If you need picking up, I'll get someone to pick you up because I wasn't driving." I said, "All right, then cool." But then, like, that took me right back to like my roots of like getting buses to training and buses to football. I had to get like the train to town and the train to Leicester and get picked up. So like ignited a little bit of a fire back into me again, and I started playing. I think I was there for about 9 or 10 games, and I scored something like 14 or 15 goals. But then they went up, and then he said to me like, "I don't think you're going to finish as a striker." He said, "You're going to be a centre half. Like, you can't carry that, like, your frame around for that long. You want to have a long career playing football doing that." It's like, "I'm going to play centre half tonight in one of the games." And I thought, goal scorer? I've been scoring goals, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I played centre half, and he was just like a cigar, like literally, because I know the runs that they're going to make because I'm a striker.
Yeah.
So I was already 2-3 moves ahead of you. I'm waiting in the channel for you to pump it in there. So it became easy for me. We went up, and then we went up again, and then Marcus went to Barwell, another team, which was a level below. So I dropped back down again, but they had more money, and they offered me like £200. Like £200 in the middle in the lines is unheard of at the time. And I'm like, I'm not working. You know what I mean? I'm just living at home with my parents. Played there for about 3 seasons. Got promoted twice in 3 seasons. And then I went to Tamworth. Tamworth signed me at the time. Went straight to Tamworth, and Marcus got the job at Tamworth. And I think I was his second signing. I was on contract. I was on a 2-year deal at Barwell. Again, at that level, unheard of at that level. Everyone, I was getting paid all through the summer, like, because the chairman liked me. The chairman put me in a deal where I got paid all, like, 52 weeks of the year, for 2 years, for two seasons.
Them are nice contracts, innit?
So when
Get paid in your sleep.
literally. So Marcus went there, and then I had another year on my deal, and then the Barwell manager told me, I was like, I'm not going to stop you going in your journeys. Like, if they give us some like kit and stuff like that, you can go.
Kit seems to be a massive transfer.
Hey,
Like, I was like, yo, you want some kit? I was like,
balls, yeah.
40 grand and 70 grand with kit in between is a little bit of a jump still.
Yeah, but like you're getting free. You get what 20, 30 bags of 30 bag of ball and some kit, some training kit. You'll take that.
Did you have a goal bonus?
£10. I had £10 a goal.
So you must have been
£10 a goal.
Braz just doing the maths in his head like, you got
Goal bonus. That's good.
But, yeah, I played centre. I was at Barwell. I was playing centre half at Barwell at the time. So Marcus just turned me to a centre half straight away, and I was just climbing the league. Every season we got, I think, it was 3 seasons we got promoted twice. So when I first went there, they were at the bottom of the league. We ended up finished 10th. We went on like a 21 game unbeaten run.
Oh wow!
And then we finished 10th. Then the season after, we won the league unbeaten. Like I think it was
Invincibles.
yeah, we were one of the only teams in the alliance at the time. I think Bromsgrove done it after us. I think, but we done it. We went 36 games. 42 games unbeaten, or 30 something silly like that. And we scored 118 goals and conceded 21 in the season.
What the stats, you know?
Bro,
Yeah,
I
remember them?
I remember them.
Remember them, man? Like, yo.
I remember them because like that's like it's part of your journey, and it's a good. I was having I was enjoying football, then I was, like it just after all the knockbacks, I dropped back down and started enjoying it again. So everything I was doing, I was enjoying it. I was looking forward to games. I was doing things properly. Like people weren't doing like it's unheard of for like somebody to be in a gym on like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday working because you got a game Saturday at that level. But I was just conditioning myself to play football. I was the cleanest man on the pitch on a Saturday because I was fitter than everybody.
You know when you say sorry, brother. You know when you said about you got the enjoyment back.
Yeah.
Would you say that was a bigger thing than actually getting promoted in terms of feeling?
Because you look forward to it.
Yeah. Like
you build up to your week is like, oh, I got a game Saturday, I got a game Tuesday. You enjoy it so much that you're looking forward. Like my girl's like, are you coming up? Nah, got football.
Do you think that was the key to the success that you achieved there?
As a player, yeah, definitely. Because like if you don't enjoy something, you ain't gonna do it, are you?
No.
You just turn up.
Some sort of like a winner's mentality then at the time as well.
Yeah. And I think because Marcus created that environment at Barwell at the time with all the lads, like everyone was like, nobody missed training. Because everybody wanted to be involved. Everybody wanted to play. Even if you're not in the team or the squad, everyone's there traveling. Even lads are driving their own cars coming to games. Like, cause
so going to the management side of it, do you try and incorporate the managers that you've had their kind of style?
Their style, but it's hard with these kids nowadays, man. Listen,
Is it ungrateful?
the kid, like now, like the amount of effort I put in to try and get things like training and get somewhere to, like we ain't got a permanent summit, but every Tuesday I'm ringing at places, can we train here? Can we come? They don't appreciate it. There are people ringing me like 10 minutes before training. Oh, Gaffer, I can't make training. I'm like, did you not know that all day?
How does that make you feel then?
Oh no, I get wound up.
Say it again.
I get wound up about it. I hammer my players. I don't, not even that. I just hammer them like in general to their face. I'll tell them about themselves because it's just they don't appreciate.
I'm trying to not laugh.
That's what I'll tell them about themselves.
But then, okay, so do you think that players, especially the younger ones at that level, do you think they appreciate the honesty, or do you think they can't handle it? Because
they can't handle players can't handle honesty. Like the ones now, the new generation of players can't handle it. Like the 2000 babies, they call them, or the protein shake generation. That's what they are, because they think, oh, let me get a bag of protein shake, like banging on my neck, and I'll be all right, be fit. Like they don't like.
Hurry, come up, you.
Yeah, you ask them about football, they don't know anything. You ask them a question, they say, yeah, I understand. Yeah. But then you say, all right, show me then if you understand. Like in a game, like I can remember this season. Well, the first 2 games of the season, all through pre-season, we worked on the shape of how we wanted to play. I set my team up like 4-2-3-1, and I have 2 sitting, but one of the sitters can go and join in. So ultimately, when you're attacking, we got 5 players.
Yeah.
Where the ball is, and we got like a pivot and then the 4. And if the fullback goes and join in, swing around. And I've worked on it for like about 4 weeks in pre-season, solid. Like after every session, just run through it with him. Because I'm like, if you're not organised, you're going to get beat. First game of the season, went to pot.
Shape went out the window.
I asked him, I said, do you understand what I'm trying to get? Like, do you understand your roles? Everybody said yes. I said, all right, first game of the season, show me. Crumbled.
What's the hardest part of management for you, apart from obviously trying to get venues and stuff at lower levels? Because I know that could be a challenge.
It's frustrating, yeah.
What's the other? Would you say is the other hardest part of it for you? The off-field man's like, I got a whole list, yeah. Of the off-field stuff.
Listen, I can't remember.
Let's just keep it to the football.
I don't know. It's how the players carry themselves. Really, I don't think half of them don't care. It's to just say, "Oh, I play for a football team." Yeah. I think that's the problem with the lower league players, and when people are like, "Oh, what's the difference of playing like when you was at Watford and when you come down?" I said, they do the right things every day.
Yeah, consistency.
And these like do it one day a week and expect to achieve something.
If that.
Even if that. Got players getting drunk on the Friday before. I had a lad a couple of weeks ago in one of our games text me at like 2 a.m. Gaffer, I can't make it tomorrow. I'm like, why? He's like, oh.
Tomorrow is in today.
Later.
In a couple hours, Gaffer.
It's like later. It's like, oh, my auntie had like a 50th and had a couple. I'm like, are you expecting me to pay you 40, 50 quid to come and play football every Saturday? And you're texting me that. I said, I'd rather you turn up drunk. And I realised, don't text me at 2, 3 in the morning like when I'm trying to sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the mentality is different. Like, everyone's like, oh, I'm a baller. Everyone's got baller in their bio on Twitter. And
I saw a tweet once, you were like, and
that's why I hammer people on Twitter. I come for people. Like, I'm like, you've not played anywhere higher than step 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Take that out your bio. You play football for enjoyment. Just say you play for enjoyment now.
Yeah.
If you're trying to be like a professional, do things the right way. Don't let me see you on Friday and sober. Like, you know what I mean? And then you've got baller in it.
It's funny because have you ever seen any new players out?
Oh, yeah. Last season,
like?
last season,
that was awkward.
last season, I turned up. I think my missus from Turtle Bay. And it's like,
I might get 2 for 1.
I'm like Friday night. I'm like, cause I never used to do this. When I played, I never went out on a Friday.
Yeah.
Never. From when my regime as a player when I was playing is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I don't even want to touch my girl. I don't want to do nothing. It's just like, that's out the window. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's my weekend to enjoy myself. Do what I want to do. Yeah. Once it gets to Wednesday, that's my cut-off point. Like, it's prep, like football. My head's on football, like.
Unless you got that Tuesday game.
That's what I mean.
That's the whole week.
That's the whole week, but I was like that, like, and that's why I enjoyed football non-league. When I dropped into, that's how I enjoyed non-league, because, like, I'd done it right. I could never, like, people can't tell and say, oh, Fran didn't do things right. I've done it right. Stretch, exercise, extra, because I enjoyed it when I dropped down. But, like, I went out, I was in Turtle Bay. I'm like, I swear that's one of my players over there. Guy back turned to me, but I could, from the head shape, I'm like, that's him. Walked over, he had a table full of cocktail on a Friday night. I'm like, ain't you got a game tomorrow? And he's like, Gaffer, what's going on? I said, I'll see you tomorrow. He turned up the next day, he was in a bomb squad.
Well, I guess that's the frustrating part, innit? Because you can't actually do that's what you want to do. Yeah.
And I say to them, like, all the players that I sign, I say to them, like, listen, you got to have some sort of ambition if you come in to play for me. If you want to go and play higher, I'll never stop a player from going higher. But I want players that have got ambition, basically. You want to go and play higher because you don't want to be at this level. This level is...
If you can't do it at the lower levels, you're going to go to the higher level.
You come here, I said to you, I know a lot of players. I said, I know a lot of managers and I know a lot of people in football. If you come here and rip it up, I'll put a word in with somebody and say, I'll take him. He's wasted down here. Because they ain't going to bet. If I've got 2 or 3 players that can move on every season. Right now, I've got a goalkeeper that we've got on contract at our place. Like, probably people are going to go, I'm going to nick him now because I've said that, but he does everything right. Yeah. He's never been at a pro club, but he's on one of them college programs and he does everything right. He's training, he's eating, he's disciplined, he's 18. He's probably the best 18-year-old goalkeeper I've seen. Like, from pro to non-league. It's unbelievable. We had 22 bids for him. 22 bids for him from teams in like the football league. all the way down to conference to 2 leagues, 3 leagues above us.
So why is he still there?
They ain't offering the right.
He's on contract, fam.
They didn't put the kit in the
They-
contract.
They didn't put the kid.
They ain't put no kit in no contract. They're trying to get him for free, and I'm like, nah, don't work like that. They're like, well, I mean, the chairman's paying him every week, like, good money.
Some return on the
The
investment.
chairman wants a return on his money, but
And some kit.
and some kit, you know what I mean? Or bring some contractors in and build a fence around the ground, you know what I mean? We can talk then.
All right. Now it's the part of the show where we like to quiz our guests to see their football knowledge. So,
And he's a manager as well, so
I know.
you don't know this.
See
They're like gaffer.
what's going on. You are a Man United supporter, so welcome
Yeah.
in the house of Man United.
No.
Top of the league.
No, negative.
PSC, can you do the timer for me, please?
I can indeed.
So how it works, you've got 3 minutes to answer as many questions as possible. There are 10 questions. You are the first, so
you'll
will set the bar.
be top of the leaderboard.
Top of the leaderboard
With one.
in one go. Are you ready?
Yeah, go on then.
Do I start the time after you finish the first question? Or
It's the time
soon
that's
you start, yeah?
Yeah.
I give him a second, man. Give him a couple seconds, man.
he said no.
You know what's in his glass, man.
Uncle Ray.
Right, are you ready?
I'm ready, go on.
Question 1. Name me 3 players that have played for both Inter Milan and AC Milan.
Oh, Zlatan,
Yep,
Ronaldo,
yep,
Vieri,
yep, correct. Question 2.
Okay.
Who scored the winning goal in the 2014 World Cup final?
Mario Götze,
Correct. Question 3. Name me 3 left-footed strikers, number 9s, to have played the game.
number 9.
It could be this hard.
I'm trying to think. You know what? When,
Left-footed strikers to play the game. You can pass and go to the next question.
can I come back to that question?
Yep, sure. Question 4. Name me 8 players from Man United's current squad.
Fred, McTominay, Pogba,
Yep.
Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, De Gea, Greenwood, and Martial, debut.
Alright, cool. Question 5. What year did Sir Alex Ferguson retire as a manager?
2012.
Nope.
Question. Name me 5 Spanish players that played.
Mata, Garcia, Alonso, Moreno, Torres,
Name me 3 Jamaican players that played.
Fuller, Ricardo Gardner, and Mariappa, someone like that. Yeah.
Name me 5 players now managers.
La-
5 players that are now managers.
Lampard, Solskjaer,
That's
Everton manager. I don't think he's coming back.
Pat, I'll come back to that.
question 9. How many goals did Wayne
Or competitions.
12.
And the last question, who won the Premier League 2016?
City.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds. Go back to name 3 left strikers.
Duncan Ferguson.
Nah, he's on 5.
Duncan's left footed, isn't he? I thought he was left footed.
He was headed.
It was just head and elbow. What was the other one? Current managers that played in the Prem that are managers now. Scott Parker, Mikel Arteta, and
Did it?
Oh,
Did it?
damn.
5. It's 5.
You got 5.
You got 5.
5 out of 10 to 50%. Not bad.
I'm trying to help. Ancelotti, fam. I was like Everton manager.
Yeah, you got Pep.
I was thinking.
No. Managers that played. Managers that
oh, I
played.
thought you meant that played in the Prem. Right. See, the question.
You gotta listen, man. You're telling your players to retain information. You gotta be able to do the same.
I'm thinking that's a great shot. I forgot about Scott.
Alright, it's that time of the show. Road Watch.
Them a fraud.
Welcome to Fraud Watch, where players, managers, or anyone involved in football have bamboozled the world into thinking that they are better than they actually are. Fraud Watch.
Yes.
You can't keep putting the same bread under the same.
Nah, he's already in there, man. He's a Hall of Famer now.
Oh yeah, I got a new one for today, fam.
I've got a new one as well. So, just to explain to you. Road Watch. Players, managers, anyone that involved in football that has bamboozled the world, us, the audience, that they are better than they actually are. So, this week, I nominate Adama Traore.
I can't say his name.
Yeah.
With the baby oil arms.
Yeah, don't come for me, but yeah, I'll pretty much.
Why?
He has not performed at all this season, and compared to this season he had last season. Nah, you're fraud, man.
Have you ever heard the term speedboat, no driver?
That can get your Spain call up there, man. That should become a man playing in higher, fam. I see you buried him on a weekend, fam.
That's him.
He's on Fraud Watch.
I think that's harsh, you know. But
Nah.
I mean,
What's harsh?
Traore.
So why is he not on Fraud Watch? Tell me that.
Because, okay, so you think basically he had one goodish season.
So he had a very good season last season.
So because he's not lived up to that, bearing in mind, before that he was never at that level anyway.
Exactly. So is it that was a one-off season, or that's his standard and he can't reach it?
Man was at Barcelona.
It don't matter.
He
He went to Villa after that.
He had that meet you season, innit? Where it was just popped off and then just
Exactly.
disappeared.
I think. Yeah, I mean, I can see why you put.
One season, Anthony Martial, who's captain for Fraud Watch right now, had a bad boy season last season.
He had a lockdown season, man. That's what he was.
He had a good season. He didn't
have a bad boy.
Rip it up, but he had a respectable season. He had a respectable season
Compared to what we've seen of him.
Now, for anyone, he had a respectable
but
season.
when you've been dubbed the next Thierry Henry, bro, there's a difference. No one expecting it from
I think
Adama.
someone just threw that in his name just to sell him.
Facts, he's French, but
So
I'm just
we need
saying.
to throw it out there so we can sell him.
I mean, you're entitled to it.
I've been saying for how long?
You want to sell Anthony Martial?
Sell
You
him.
should get released.
Cash in while you can get money for him.
You won't.
I'll
Nobody,
take 45 for him now.
you won't get that.
You would.
You'd get 45 for him.
I mean, I know you would, but you shouldn't.
Yeah, I agree.
What's his best position?
Bench.
Substitute.
Impact player.
Reserve.
Impact player. You know, men like that don't see themselves as impact players, though. They're like certain.
Yeah.
He sees himself as the 9.
As the star, man.
But he's,
Build the team around me.
Deep in his heart, he knows that, though. He's not.
he ain't got no
I
holder
don't
player.
think he does. I think he truly believes he is that guy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He's a futsal player, isn't it? Martial.
I don't think he's that.
You know, like
He ain't really that.
you know them little tight space where you can flick it through like them little gaps of Pogba and that. That's his game.
he's a futsal player.
He's not. He's just.
Yeah,
his back to goal is not great. His movement is shocking. His movement like a centre half. You only put a centre half up front, and you see the movement. Listen, Cavani's like 30 out 35. Cavani's movements all over the place, drags people. Martial just stands one place and does that with his arm out,
And then gets upset when you don't get the ball.
and then loses it, and then like. You know that meme face that he does on Twitter. His eyes like that's him permanent.
As a youth, bro, you must have got bare links for that. You looking at me like that before.
Do you have anyone from Fraud Watch to nominate?
Who can I have?
If you need time to think, I got one.
Go on then.
You got
Go on, Cole. Court's ready.
Mope from Brighton.
Nah, I'm not having that.
What?
I'm having that. Yeah, I'm not having him.
So you think people are saying he's better than he is?
No, I'm saying with the expectation he came from when he got bought from Brentford to be the number 9, the man for Brighton.
He's still their best striker.
No, he's not, bro.
He's better.
Fam, Anybody else?
Welbeck.
Wells is better, and Connolly, the little Irish brother.
He's barely even a striker.
He's better than him.
He's moving. He's sharp.
Bruv, he's better than Mope. Is bang average, and he's
who's a fraud in that squad though? What's his name? Trossard or whatever his name is.
He's a
fraud. he is a fraud.
I don't think he.
Nah, I've seen him have some good games
against the big teams.
That's cool, but we're not talking about him right now. We're talking about Mope.
Nah, I'm nominating him because he's a fraud. He's a fraud.
Anyway, mine's Mope because even watching him against Newport, bruv, he looked struggled. He struggled, and his penalties are.
The penalty was bad.
No, but that's not the first time he's done it though, bruv. And you're a technical player in the
Prem.
Prem.
Not a penalty taker?
What are you doing? But he's the penalty taker.
He shouldn't be.
Bruv, what else is he supposed to do, bruv? He's supposed to put one back in the net.
He's one of them the strikers that he makes people around him better as well. He works hard for the team. He's a handful to play against. He's one of them kind of strikers.
Big man.
He's not a striker that's gonna get you double figures in goals and 15, 20 goals.
That's what they bought him for. They didn't buy him to be
They
Chris
made a
O'Grady.
mistake.
They didn't buy him to be Chris O'Grady, fam.
What's a good season for him?
If he gets double figures, that's good for him.
Is there a bar for strikers though, like to say, like,
Bruv, you have to be hitting 10 goals, bruv.
10 minimum.
You have to hit 10 goals.
Yeah. But I think there's once you're like in the bottom half and you're in a relegation scrap, double figures. That's you've done well.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you're a top half, if she's like Martial, you can't be hitting 10 goals.
I'm not being funny though. Let's be honest. They have 30 odd games to score 10 goals as a striker.
So that's 1 in 3. That's good for a relegation.
But that's
fighting team.
If you're getting 40, 50, 100 bags a week, shouldn't that be expected?
Yeah.
This is bottom end we're talking, you know. They ain't getting the hundreds of grands.
But he's getting. I
getting paid
did
well,
go from 40 to 50. I did go through the numbers, but either way, bro, you're telling me for that kind of money, you can't hit 10 goals for a season.
Just to score enough goals to keep us in the league. That's his job.
Well, he's on fraud watch.
Yeah, he's poor.
With his teammate, Trossard.
Who are you thinking for fraud watch?
This is a wild one. You probably won't even agree with me. What's his name from Fulham? Tom Kearney.
Ooh.
He came up.
I don't know.
He was big as like the next.
Because he's good. But he's lost his cheek next to him, passing him the ball. So,
vice captain of fraud watch.
So I mean, like,
I was gonna throw a Loftus Cheek in there, but I thought
he's already been.
He's a Hall of Famer, man. Don't worry, man.
But I don't know.
He got that number 10 shirt, fam. You know when he ain't got no youth team number, fam. He thinks he's already set, bro.
Yeah, I can't agree with that one. I can't. Yeah,
he's a good championship baller. He's a great championship baller.
Yeah, he's too good for the tramp.
He'll bop you out of this world, but then when it comes to the Prem,
he's in a bad team.
The problem is though, I think with him is it's not athletic enough.
What, to be in the Prem?
To be to be like how he does it in the Championship, he can get away with it. In the Prem, you have to be that little bit of athleticism.
But do you think if you got put in a better team, like say, I don't know, like if he went to Villa or West Ham, do you think he will stand out?
Never get in the Villa team.
I'm saying that if he was in that team, though,
if he was in a better environment,
probably. But then again, Scott Parker wasn't a bad player.
Scott Parker was quality.
Who do you think that Scott Parker or like in their prime, Scott Parker or Mark Noble?
Scott Parker all day. Little bull terrier.
Chelsea, he got bought for Chelsea. There's a reason.
He was a little terrier, man. Scott Parker was.
Put him in fraud watch as well, man.
Mark Noble, he's definitely got to go in there, man, because he's a sideward merchant and he's done it for years and he's made a
He should have retired 4 years ago.
He's made a great career out of just passing the ball sideways.
Stealing.
It's one of them ones though, isn't it? It's that local boy stigma though, isn't it?
Yeah,
you see with a lot of players, local lad. He's blowing bubbles like, you know what I mean? From birth, so.
Alright, cool. So that was fraud watch. Going to the polls that we did 2 weeks ago, we had
what was it?
We had our team of the season that people voted for, but we also had the best young player. Who is the best young player?
Okay. What's your opinion on that, Spokes?
Best young player in the Prem.
So
what age group we're talking about? Under 21.
Yeah. So I think the top three nominees were
Foden, Saka, and Greenwood.
Green has been rubbish this year.
Yeah.
He looked like he needs a stint in the 23s. I think just to like. He needs to be fresh.
again, isn't he?
Yeah. I put it on Twitter the other day. I think he needs a stint, just like away from it, because he looks like.
That whole situation with his friend.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit too much for him at the minute.
Yeah.
And he's.
Which is okay.
He's a young boy. He's only a kid.
So we had it up as out of Saka and Phil Foden. Who did you vote for?
Yeah, Saka.
You know Foden.
Oh, yeah. I vote for Foden as well.
Purely just on like, because Saka's played more games than Foden at the minute, hasn't he?
I don't know, you know.
Oh,
Must have been close.
but Foden is just unreal.
Next level.
You look at him and you
Different
think.
Different gravy.
But then you look at him and you
It's
think.
not miss no thing.
Nah.
It's a different gravy.
Sound like the man in that science book.
Different gravy.
Them-
That's
nah.
what I'm saying. It's that gourmet.
Shout out to Rocky with
Nah,
Saka.
Foden, definitely Foden. Foden's just like, you look at him and you think, there's nothing. You don't look like he's got nothing to him, but he's so quick.
He is better than I thought. I watched him closely. Like,
He's-
since I made the comment, I have watched him closely. He's actually
And
good.
you're upset with your comment now, innit?
His
Definitely
eye,
not, fam. Team Saka all day, bruv.
his eye.
Anyway, we left it to the voters. 60% of the voters voted.
You know who it was.
It went a landslide. Saka, we did all right.
Right, the next poll was: is Reece James on the same level as Trent when it comes to crossing?
Yo, why'd you word it wrong?
Like,
You
word it so bad.
The answer is no, he's not on the same level. But you said his crossing was terrible.
Nah, that was not what I said. I said in that game it was terrible.
Nah. That's how you backtrack.
Check the tape.
Yeah, check the tape.
Check the tape. I said in that game with Villa. Remember, I flashed
That was how.
Business class. Reese's.
No.
Sorry.
Like I said, they're in the same league.
They're in this class, and then one was catching.
They're in the same league. Trent's just higher in the league. That's all I said.
72%.
I want you meant to leave one Saka alone.
Oh, he's a dead end, bro.
No way is he on the same level as Trent.
Obviously, that was good.
If you word it like that,
No,
I said
said
they're in
the
the same
crossing
league.
wasn't that bad.
they're in the same league.
They're on the same.
Well, I can only speak for what I said. I don't know what he
Braz,
said.
let me say it again. They're in the same league, but Trent is higher up.
Must have been in the Premier League.
If I was picking a team, I'd pick Reece James ahead of Trent.
Me too.
That wasn't the question.
That wasn't the question.
I know, but that question wasn't the question.
Right, going to our team of the season so far, we had the best striker in the Prem this season. We put up Jamie Vardy against Harry Kane. 65% of the voters voted for Harry Kane.
Gunman Kane.
Yeah, it has to be.
This season he's been
Different gravy.
Different gravy. I agree. Right, best left winger this season, we had Son versus Rashford. I was kind of hurt by this. 74%. Ooh. So it's a landslide, which I thought is an injustice.
That is harsh.
Voted for Son.
That's harsh.
Like, I did vote for Son, but
Are you gonna act surprised then?
I'm surprised at the landslide.
Yeah.
Because it is close, but I feel like a lot of voters had the same mindset of it's close, but it's Son.
Fair enough.
Right, going on to the right wingers, we had Ziyech, Zitek, them and there, versus Mahrez. This is also a landslide.
Can't be Mahrez.
70% of the voters voted for Riyad Mahrez.
Yeah, for the wood.
But he ain't really played enough.
He'll chop you out your clothes, he would. There's no point standing him at 1v1.
Yeah.
One line.
Them chops
Hey,
there.
your post-match T-talks was
Now we had two centre mids and we had three in the middle. One of the centre mids was Mason Mount versus Jack Grealish.
Grealish all day.
93.
Is that the biggest one?
I think I actually accidentally voted for Mount in this one as well. Because I think he's gone on the third dunk. So he should be 100% probably.
The sympathy vote, you know.
Voted for Jack Grealish, so I think that's hands down.
Best player in the Prem at the minute.
Yeah.
Best player.
That's another poll right there.
Best player in the Prem at the minute.
Jack Grealish.
Yeah, easily. I think
We
easily.
put it up. The other best CM, we had Bruno Fernandes
This is the one.
versus KDB. 80%, so it's a landslide.
Bruno.
Voting for Bruno Fernandes.
That's why he's top of the league.
However, this was before the Man City derby or the Manchester derby, so
Don't matter, fam. When they were sleeping,
A landslide.
when they're sleeping on KDB, bro.
But this season though, yeah.
For his levels, he hasn't been.
Yeah, but the last couple games, you know, win them, man. We'll get to that another time.
Let Man City shirt on today, boy.
Best CDM this season, we had Scotty McMayonnaise versus Pierre-Emile Højbjerg.
You know, guys practiced that before he came here, innit?
Can't be Højbjerg.
Yep, 68% voted for Højbjerg.
He's a machine, man.
He's massively underrated.
Someone said he just runs around.
Nah, he's massively underrated, bro.
Play as well, Højbjerg.
You need friends with that. They come to
He
some
met
wild shots
someone
around.
else. I can't remember who it was, which was a good shout to be fair, but
Matic.
I think it was Rodri because of the amount of goals that City have conceded. I think they conceded the less, so I think Rodri was the shout.
Rodri's tucks his shirt in, but we don't count.
Right, we had the best right back this season so far. We had Reece James versus Tariq Lamptey.
Can't be Lamptey.
55% of the voters voted for Reece James.
Yes.
I think Lamptey's pretty much injured. He's been injured.
But who's played better?
Yeah, is the question.
I'll take United all day.
I'll take both from United.
Take both to be fair, but I'll take Lamptey.
Saka.
All
I told you I
day,
played
bro.
Wan-Bissaka right at the free.
I wouldn't even play him there because he can't head the ball. Can't. Have you seen him head the ball?
You don't need to.
Bro, he
Not
closed.
Bailly, fam.
He closed his eyes.
Bailly were heading from 40 yards away.
Hey, but I don't even play that anyway. That's a whole.
He's
other
been
topic,
playing,
bro.
man. He's back.
Nah, fam. How did you drop him for the
But then he played the last game. And now the top of the
Arrested
league.
him, man. They got arrested. Hey,
That's
them
arrested.
African. He's the only African I know with brittle bones. I swear, bro. Have you ever?
I know a couple still. There's a couple.
Have you ever had a shin clash with an African, or a knee to knee, or one of them,
Head to head and that.
or a head to head? Listen, I got headbutted by an African player. I was knocked out for about 2 days. My body went numb. Head clash. That man are tough, and this geezer's always injured. I don't get it.
United strength and conditioning coach needs sacking, bro.
Moving on to the left backs of the season. To be fair, I think Lucas Digne should have been in this.
Yeah, it was a close call to put the two.
Reguilon or Ben Chilwell.
Regular, I go regular.
I'll chill.
Regular.
I said Chilwell, to be fair. 67% of the voters voted for Ben Chilwell.
British nostalgia.
British, innit? Yeah.
I think I did vote for Chilwell actually. I need to
Hey,
check my votes.
you're all over the gap with these ones.
Right, so we're going on to the centre backs. We had two. So the first set was Zuma versus Fabinho. We put Fabinho in the centre back because that's where he played this season, which I was going to. 57% of the voters voted for,
Fabinho.
even though Ken Zuma's having.
Yeah, but Zuma's got a mistake in him, innit? He's just one of them ones.
I've never been a big fan of Zuma, but this season after
He's been alright. He's been on job this season, but
He's doing well.
he's liable for a mistake. He's just one of them ones, innit?
Right, the other centre back pairing was Vestergaard for Southampton versus Liam Cooper for Leeds. 89% of the
Vestergaard.
Yannick.
Yeah, man.
He's about 6'6".
Yeah, he's a mad threat on set
been on
pieces.
job.
A mad threat, bro.
I think I got this one wrong because I think I got the wrong contestant. But I think it was all three was in the shout. Sam Johnston was supposed to be in there, but I didn't put him. So, Darlow for Newcastle and White for Crystal Palace.
To be fair, they're two good strats. To be fair,
So goalkeepers, this best goalkeeper this season, 57% of the voters voted for Darlow from Newcastle.
We had more saves to make, innit? It looks better.
doing his job there, innit?
Doing his job. Right, that was the polls. The poll shout for next week will be: is Jack Grealish the best player
In the Prem.
this season? So tune in for that. No Tekkers Podcast episode 22.
Season 1.
We're going through-
We're not doing no season 2 things, bro.
I guess since you're active on Twitter, if you can let the people know where they can find you, so they can read some of those tweets.
No,
I think I might reactivate my Twitter account.
Nah, you
You
know,
know, the
fam.
worst thing is I don't even know my Twitter handle.
We'll put it in somewhere in the video.
I'll put it in,
Uh,
and you can find it
It's just controversy on there, mate. That's all.
Controversy sells. Might have to get you back.
Right, we out.
Peace.